Hey guys, it's Christian here. Since we got skunked last time, printing the last key layer over my edition papers with all the other cut paper stencils layers on them, I made a quick new layer that I want to kind of like show you guys how to make it blend with, and printed that really quick. And I want to try and capture printing the key layer on top of flat cut paper stencil layers one more time for you guys. So I got my master drawing. I've got 3 proofs with this blend I did on them, and I got some proof paper, registration tabs. Over here I did something a little different. My border was really small and I can't really fit in those little tabs of paper I like to put on with my registration tabs that help keep the paper down when we're printing, so the paper doesn't come up with the screen when we pull the screen away. So I cut a little stencil into a piece of newsprint, and I just hit the printing board with a little bit of spray adhesive to keep the print down on the board when I pull the screen up after printing. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit different. Of course, I have 2 nickels taped in the corner. I have some black ink with a little bit of water and a little bit of glycerin, just about a ½ teaspoon of glycerin in there. It's really hot and dry out today, and I put a little bit of water for the consistency of the ink. Black ink's a little older, it's kind of thick, so I put a little bit of water in, and I'm talking a teaspoon of water, and I put about ½ teaspoon or a quick squirt of glycerin in here to slow down the dry time of the ink. Okay, and you're going to get a chance to see the registration method I use again, so pay close attention to that. And here we go. So first thing to kind of do is print onto this registration mylar so we know where this thing is printing. So lowering that, putting a bead of ink in the front of my stencil. I want to fill that stencil up first. It's called a flood, so I push that forward gently, kind of tilt, before I take the squeegee away with the ink bead on it, I tilt it, and just scooch it back, and the ink comes off the blade and it ends up being in a nice place where I need it in the screen. So lowering it onto that clear mylar, I'm going to take about half that bead of ink, steep squeegee, hands are at the corners of the squeegee, and pull back firmly. Okay, first thing I do to protect that screen from the ink drying up and getting clogged up, is I push the ink back over for a flood. Okay, so that stencil is filled up with ink. It's protected from getting clogged up. Next thing I need to do is get my registration tabs ready, get a little magic registration wand ready, and my master drawing, and match up the master drawing underneath that key line layer. Good time to take off my gloves. Always have tape handy. I like to cut tape versus tear tape. Making my magic registration wand, and that's just a piece of rigid paper. I'm going to tape it to the bottom of my master drawing, and so my wand makes it so that I can have that layer printed on the clear Duralar even closer to the print for even more accuracy. Make sure that's nice and flat, and just you match up the print with you match up the line work in the master drawing to the print of the line work on the clear Duralar. Okay, that looks good to me. That looks good to me. And so this doesn't move around, I like to just tape the master drawing and down until my registration tabs are in place. So I like to just tape the master drawing down. I don't want to tape it down too aggressively. Okay, now I do my registration tabs. So these look like this. It's a bit of scrap thick paper, okay, and there's 3 long rectangles. One of those rectangles hugs the bottom left-hand corner in like a right angle. Bottom left-hand corner. If your tabs are coming up, tape them down a little more. Okay, so I'm making a right angle. A right angle for the corner, the left and bottom corner of the edge of the master drawing to fit in. And then over to the bottom right hand side, I butt this other tab against the bottom right hand side of the print. Need a little more tape. Make sure that doesn't move around. Okay. Alright, now it's safe to remove this. And since I have these registration tabs, I'll be able to put the papers, the printmaking papers, back into the same place every time. Okay, this can go somewhere. Let's pull a proof first. So I just have some scrap paper here. Might as well just get it in my registration system. Lower this. I'm going to grab all the ink so I can make sure that I do a print and a flood. Okay. Wow. Did my ink already dry up and that fast? Wow. Let's see. Wow. So I have a little bit of an emergency here. My ink dried up. My ink dried up in my screen since I was just in the amount of time it took to kind of get my registration down. So what I need to do is I can try to like print it and break through the dried ink, or I'm gonna have to go and wash it out of there. Let me see if I can just break through. It's not really coming through. So it's really dry out here today, so that's why that happened. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna clear the ink out of here. I'm just gonna try to print it one more time. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, it's clogged up pretty good. So, now that most of the ink is out of there, when your screen gets clogged, what you need to do is wash it out with a little bit of water and Simple Green. Okay, so a little bit of water. A little bit of water. Break up that dried ink in there. And then let's pick up the ink off your squeegee. Okay, picking up that ink off the squeegee. Now I need to print it onto newsprint until it's clear. Got some newsprint. So I guess this turned into a good opportunity to show you what to do when your ink completely clogs your screen. Okay, and it's windy. Okay, so if your screen is completely clogged, first thing to do is collect the ink off the squeegee, collect the ink off the screen. Make sure you have lots of newsprint handy. Print the screen without refilling it back up with ink a couple times. And print onto newsprint until the screen comes back. And now you kind of have a mess. And what you do is you keep printing onto newsprint until the screen clears up, until all the kind of gunky, washed out water prints off. Okay, all right, I think it's getting there. Okay, let me see if I can't print some more of this out of here. Okay, before I start, I think I'm going to put even more glycerin and even a little bit more water into my ink because it's just so hot out today that things are just drying immediately. So, before I move on, I put a teaspoon of water in my ink and some more glycerin. So I really want to get this ink is really thick and it wants to dry immediately. And so I put the glycerin in it. Put the glycerin in it to slow down the dry time. Okay. All right, get that. Let's get that off there. Okay. All right. I think we kind of got control back of the situation again. Let's do another thing of newsprint, see if I can get it to print well again. Okay, so bead of ink, this ink's a little looser, a little wetter. Put a little water in it, and I put more glycerin in it. Okay, so first thing you do is flood that screen up. Okay, it's doing okay. Okay, at that time, made sure I did it so it's coming back. It's coming back. Let's see if I've got this thing all the way back. If I can get a clean print, then I'll move on to my previous layers. Okay, I think it's just a little bit stuffy. I think I can, it's coming back though. I think I can get it to come all the way back. Pretty dang close. Really close. Really close here. All right, I think this is just a demo. If I can't get it to come back all the way on this one, I might just move on so that this video doesn't turn into a half an hour long video. It's just terrible. It's windy, it's hot. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna fight for it a little bit more. I gotta just do a little bit more. A little more to unclog it. It's kind of clogged in the corners. It's clogged right there. So maybe I can just really minimal, do a little unclogging, get the screen back. Again, really inconvenient this happening in a demo, but it's giving me the chance to show you what happens, how you unclog your screen if you're printing and it's super dry out. Okay, now I think I just need to print that a few times. I'm going to print that a few times on this newsprint. And see if I can get it to clear up and then get going. Okay, these are just print prints and it's just so windy out here. Nothing is staying still. Okay, let's see what I can get it to do. Okay, I think it's good enough. We'll flood that up. Make sure that it doesn't dry out on me this time. So I have a couple proofs here. I got it clear enough. Not perfect, but this is just a demo to show you guys. So I'm gonna keep going. I got a kind of proof. Not my best of the layer I put down. Let it go first. Okay. Okay. Being stubborn, trying to get more out of it. I could take my time and slow down if I wasn't just trying to make a quick video for you guys. But okay. Okay. What this guy's kind of look like. These guys are looking like. It's just windy, stuff's moving around. Sorry guys. And yeah, these video demos got to be super quick. Okay. All right, not bad. Not perfect, but not bad. Okay, I got one last one. This is my favorite one. Got some ink dripped in the corner. Let's give that one a double pass. And it's stuck to the paper. Okay, so if you have that, just gingerly help it come off the screen like that. That's the best I got today. Thanks, guys.